oTISwHo. Music.
Hey, this is another episode of the oTISwHo podcast. I am your host, oTISwHo. You know who this is, Brother Love.
Brother Love.
He's back in the building. How long has it been? Been about 2 weeks now?
Couple weeks. Yeah, couple weeks.
Yeah, time goes by fast, man. It really
yeah.
does. I've been having a lot of stuff going on with it. This is the prime season for me as far as my t-shirt business. Real busy, so that's why I haven't been really putting anything out. I'm pretty sure I know you've been busy as well.
Oh yeah.
Along with other stuff I've been going through. Not to make any excuses. This is a whole nother software and program that I'm using. I was having technical difficulties as of last week, but hey, I'm not gonna let that slow me down. Life goes on. And with that being said, relationship issues, relationships, period, whatever. That's why we need this break.
Oh yeah.
With Brother Love.
Yeah, cut.
Hopefully he has a good topic for us. What's up, man?
I want to, first thank you for bringing me back.
Most
of course,
definitely.
always appreciate
Most
it.
definitely.
Okay, let me
yes, sir.
come scream at you on your podcast. Man, just some real stuff I want to get into today. I ain't even gonna waste no time with it.
Okay,
let's get straight into it. Okay. Today, I have to tell women, my sisters, about wifey material, okay? Because I feel like wifey material.
You got to tell them.
I got to tell them about wifey material. I think it's a misconception about wifey material, what it is, and I want us to get into that today. Okay, what exactly is wifey material? Now, when I say wifey material,
It's your definition, right?
My definition.
Make sure you put your disclaimer.
Brother Love's definition of wifey material.
Okay. Here we go.
It's not a list of qualifications when I say wifey material.
Okay. It's not a list of qualifications.
I'm a try to. I want you to picture it like you're baking a cake. Okay.
Here we go with this food analogy.
Here we go with the food. Hey, I love food.
Here we go.
I'm sorry.
Food analogy.
Look.
What's up?
Baking a cake, you got the ingredients.
Okay.
But you also have to have a set of circumstances to make a good cake. Okay? It's not just the ingredients. A lot of women think it's just a list of things that men need that make them wifey material, but that's not it. The circumstances got to be right.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like the heat has to be right. Okay? The preparation has to be right. All this has to be right for you to be wifey material, I feel. Okay. Now the first sign of wifey material, the first circumstance of wifey material, I feel like you have to have, which it should be universal for men and women, but everybody don't really make it a point. I feel like you have to be solid. Okay. And by solid, I mean you have to be who you are, through and through. Okay. No shakiness. Not trying to be what a man wants you to be or what somebody wants you to be. You have to be
no one's else perception of a man. Yours. You. Be true to yourself. Solid. Straight up, like as we say, 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. I've never heard that.
What?
Oh, up and down. Oh,
straight up and down. 6 o'clock. 12,
I'm not gonna say that's a older term.
Yeah,
but
I got you. Yeah. That.
I like that though. That's good. Up and down. You got to be straight up and down. You have to be solid. Everybody might think they're solid, but I mean, when you get with somebody, if you're changing who you are, if the people around you like, man, you're different now, you might not be solid. You know what I'm saying? Like if your man and his perception of you is a lot different than other people's, and it's like total opposites, you might not be solid. When I say solid, you have to be who you are through and through. You have to make sure that you keeping it 100 with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't just cater. That sounds good. But you're not gonna marry no woman who just simply catering. You know what I'm saying? You want somebody real, right?
Exactly, most definitely, yeah.
All
At
right.
least I do anyway, yeah, most definitely.
And that's what I mean. That's what people don't talk about when they talk about wifey material. It's like, oh, you know, it's this list of things that you're doing for a man that have nothing to do with what you're doing for him on the inside. You know, it could even be something as simple as challenging him on how he think.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're gonna be a wife, if you're gonna be the long term, I feel like you have to be able to do things like that through and through. You know, you got to be able to be real with a man. You know, honest. You know, not just tell him what he want to hear, tell him what he might need to hear.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, tell him, you know, and I don't even mean that in a, you know, in a corrective way. You know, you might tell him something that he might need to hear some motivating things, like, hey, you're doing good. You know, keep on going. You can do it. You know, he might need to hear something like that. You know, and to me, if you're wifey material, you got to be solid. You know what I'm saying? Like,
gotcha, yeah.
You agree with that?
Yeah, I got you. That sounds good. You good.
Solid. First ingredient, you need to be solid. Okay. Now, the next circumstance I want to talk about is the pressure. Okay, the heat. When the heat is on. Okay, how much heat do a man need? How much don't he need? Okay, in my opinion. Okay.
Brother love opinion.
In my opinion, men need pressure to an extent, and then they don't to an extent.
Okay.
You know, when I'm talking about pressure, I mean, like, are you gonna marry me? Type thing. Where is this going? You know, every woman want to know where it's going. Okay, and
right out the gate, they want to know where it's going.
And that's, you know what, a lot of that is how I see it, how people be messing up, because it's like out the gate, I don't think you should be asking a person out the gate where it's going if they barely even know you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how do I know where this is going out the gate? I just know I like you right now. Right. I don't mean, you know.
Right. I know you look attractive to me right now.
Right now you looking good. I don't know.
I still don't know what you look like when your makeup is off. We ain't even got there yet. But you want to know what the future holds.
Right.
It all depends on what you look like with the makeup off. I don't know. Right,
you might look crazy, and that might make me say I cannot do this anymore. Right. You with no makeup, not for me.
Got you. For sure. Yeah, but that pressure, I got you. Yeah.
The pressure. Okay. And I might not know how you are when you're angry. I might not know how you are when you're sad. You know, like, I feel like stuff like that is a reason why you shouldn't be so quick to jump into the, hey, where is this going? Because I feel like your relationship has to develop before you can actually know where it's going. Right. For the both of you.
Of course.
So yeah. I don't feel like you should be pressuring men to say, hey, where it's going, and y'all only knew each other for a month.
You would think that would be common sense. You would think. But yeah. But that comes from a lack of everyone wants to be, and this will get deep. This can't get deep, but it is what it is. That stems from everyone wanting and lacking the that feel of wanting to be loved, wanting to be in a relationship. For whatever reason that may be, they just don't want to be alone. For whatever reason. So that pressure comes from that. And also, too, they're looking on the other side. They're looking at other people's relationships, not knowing that their stuff is not together. All that is a facade, you know. But you want that. You want that so bad. You want to be in that position. Yeah. So that's that pressure. And honestly, too, I'll just say I've seen it, and it happens. And I'm pretty sure there's research that has been done on this. But that pressure aspect even rises around the fall and leading into the winter. Really? When the female gender is really, I hate to say it, but it is what it is, really get into that hibernation stage, and they want to be cuddled, romanticized. Oh. You know, it's cold
Interesting.
outside. You know what
I
I'm
never
saying?
thought about that. Yeah.
You know, and it all ties in. I mean, and I'm pretty sure there are studies and research out there, but for us, that pressure that ties into that. Yeah,
Definitely.
Oh,
Definitely. It's a lot of factors to the pressure. But like I said, and on the flip side, sometimes the pressure is actually needed also, because you know you do have brothers who will make you wait for forever before they do anything. You know what I'm saying? So there needs to be some type of something going on. You know,
Right.
I use myself as an example with your cuz, okay?
Okay.
Now, cuz she never gave me an ultimatum. I don't believe in ultimatums, like, oh, you know, you need to marry me or we done type thing. I don't
Gotcha.
believe in that.
Right.
She just told me I can only go so far without a ring.
Gotcha. Yeah.
You know, basically, I can only do this amount of stuff without a ring. And if you know, if you can't have a ring for me, if I'm not worth that, then I can only go so far. You know what I'm saying? And I respected that.
You had to.
Because if it was up to me, we got time.
Right.
We got all time in the world. Let's wait for however long.
Got you.
You know, but for her saying that, I'm like, well, you know what? You know, I have to make a decision at that point. Like,
you had to reevaluate some things.
Yeah, like, okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's not. I didn't have to reevaluate whether or not I wanted to be with her. Let me make that very clear.
Of course, got you. Yes.
People don't
But you have to
understand
say
that.
that. But I understand what you were saying.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
some people, you do have to say that.
Yeah.
A piece of paper right there, please.
You definitely want to make sure that that's not the case.
Right.
You know, because some brothers know they want to be with you. It's just the act of committing isn't a priority.
Exactly.
Because they already committed, you know.
They're on their own time schedule.
Right.
Exactly, which is perfectly, I got you.
Right.
It's understandable, but it needs to be communicated to them by the other person in their life that, hey, let's make sure we're on the same time schedule.
Exactly.
I don't know what yours is, but this is mine. Okay, let's try to. I got you. Yeah.
And that's and to me that's a key to successful love, when you both are on the same. It don't matter that y'all love each other. Y'all have to be on the same page. You know what I'm saying? Like, we both want to get married here this time.
Exactly.
You know? Not just going on forever. And in my opinion, that balance of pressure is a key component to being wifey material. You have to balance that correctly, because if you do a little bit too much this way or that way, you can mess your relationship up. You know what I'm saying? Or you can waste your time at the same time.
Most definitely, yep.
You know? Like,
most definitely.
Finding a balance with the pressure, you know? You're not asking for anything that that's out of the ordinary, or, you know, out of line, I feel like. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody want to know, hey, you know, I'm with you. Or, you know, I want to make sure you with me too.
Right.
You know, that type of thing. And, you know, add that to your repertoire if you ain't been doing that. Wifey material, okay? Balance of pressure. Okay.
Pressure. Like they say, pressure bust pipes.
It is. Get your pipes busted. Okay. Another circumstance to wifey material. Notice I'm not listing things you should be doing, particularly like cooking, I'm not talking about none of that, because that stuff is cool, but all that is subjective at the same time.
Right.
Every man don't need the same level of everything. So I mean, forget about that stuff.
Some men cook.
So I cook.
Right.
I cook.
I don't. I can't. But that's a whole other story. But I know a lot of men that cook though, for real. A lot of men are the ones that provide the meals for the family. Yeah. Most
right. And
so.
like I said, every man, I'm not even gonna say that I never wanted a woman who did not cook. I'm not expecting you to be a chef.
Right.
No,
exactly.
if you can boil some water, I mean, that's okay, as long as you're doing that.
Right. We're gonna figure out what to put in that boiling water.
There you go.
I got you.
There
yeah,
you
most
go.
definitely.
Now, another key component, you know, which kind of relates to the first thing I was talking about, you being solid, you being a solid individual. I feel like you have to make sure that you have a solid relationship. Okay, it seems like that will be implied, but it's not. You know, like you have to make sure, if you're gonna be wifey material, that what you have, the dynamics of your relationship is real. It's true. It's honest. It's something that you can actually build on. You know, because I mean, you being wifey material, you being a good woman doesn't necessarily mean you have a good relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You have to know what you want and know what they want. It's a very key component. You got to know what your man wants. You know the type of relationship he wants. That's another compatibility thing. We talked about that in the last podcast. Compatibility. You know, making sure what you have isn't just, you know, it's worthy of you taking it to the next level, basically. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody in a relationship ain't meant to get married. Let's just make it clear. That's the realest way I can put the advice about you making sure you having a real relationship, a real love, something solid. Everybody who are in relationships is not meant to get married. So make sure that even though you with a guy, it could be going fine. Is this worth, in your opinion, to take it to the next level? You know what I'm saying? It's not always up to the dude and what he think. Make sure that you got your own opinion about your relationship.
Right.
And what you know, could be wrong with it, could be right. You know what I'm saying? Like, have your own perspective.
You have a voice.
Yeah, exactly.
You have a voice, most definitely.
Most dudes don't want to marry a girl who just going along with it's like, oh, I don't care. You know, I don't care what we do. You know, I want to know that you want that. You know, I want to know that you have an opinion about our relationship.
Right.
Because it ain't up to me just to work on it. We got to work on it together. You know? So, you know, make sure that you have a real perspective and a realistic look at what kind of relationship you got. You know, is this something that you can see going to the next level? Can you see this man fathering your kids? How would he be raising your son or daughter? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is stuff you need to think about, not how he would just be, you know, as a husband. You know, how would he be as a father? You know, how is he, you know, with certain decisions and stuff like that? You have to take an honest look at that. Like, not how you want it to be, how it is realistically. How is it today with these things going on? You know, like,
all this is under the umbrella of real love.
Real love, because to me, that's real love. You know what I'm saying? Authenticity. That's the simplest way I look at, you know, what we call real love. Authenticity. You know, if it ain't authentic, I mean, it's not a bunch of definitions for it for me. If it ain't authentic, it ain't real. You know, that's the definition of it right there. It has to be authentic. You got to keep it, and I ain't saying it got to be perfect,
right? But
it has to be authentic. You know,
and that's the thing. Well, I think it's two things that's going on. One, some people, not all, some people get the word authentic and perfect confused.
Yes.
They get them intertwined.
Ooh, yes.
So that's one. And I, on occasion, have done that. But that comes with growth once you can realize that there is a difference. Big difference, but only with growth and life experience. So that's one. And the other situation is they really, truly just don't know. Just don't know. But it's mainly that first one. They get them too confused. They get them confused. They think those terms are interchangeable. Being authentic and being perfect. They intertwine the two. So, which is dangerous, but it takes growth to find out the difference. That's
season love.
You feel
talking
that,
right there.
You know what I'm saying, though?
Oh yes, definitely. And to me, I've seen my ideal perfect couples and their flaws, and that changed my perspective on it immediately. Like, okay, like, this is the couple I think just, you know, they don't argue. They don't. Oh yeah, they argue. They just don't argue around everybody to see it. It ain't drama. You know. So I had to start looking at it like, okay, they have a great relationship. It's not perfect, but it's real. You know what I'm saying? It's not flawless, but it's real.
And it's real for them.
Right.
It's real for them.
Right. Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Real for them.
100%. Like I said, it's value in that.
Right.
You know, it's value in that. You know, and I feel like, you know, some people might look at it like, oh man, it has to be perfect in order for it to be real. I'm like, no, nobody's perfect. It's not.
Right.
This ain't Disney. Okay, it's not that kind of
Right.
party when you got something real and authentic. You gonna argue.
There's
you know,
no such thing as perfection.
there's not. You gonna have days where you really don't like a person, but that don't mean it ain't real.
Right.
You know.
Right.
But it's not. This is not Bubbles. Okay, it's not that type of party.
Right.
Okay. All right. So that's a main component to being wifey material, because only a real wife, she real about her relationship. She real about her marriage. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's not just, oh, okay, you know, I got a husband and that's it, or I got a man who's committed to me. That's great stuff. But man, if you gonna be a wife, you know, hold that title, you know, you have to know what comes with that. You know, like, you got to know that, man, if it's not authenticity that's coming with that, you might be messing up. You know, and I want to keep you from that. You know, keep it real.
Right. He's trying to keep you from that.
I'm trying to keep you. Look, it's gonna be some uncomfortable conversations. Okay, it's not gonna be the easiest thing in the world. There is work that goes along with it, but the value of that relationship, to me, stretches past all of that stuff that you have to go through. You know, and I'm still, like I said, I'm coming up on 4 years, so I mean, it's still a process for me, you know, and I enjoy it because I know I got wifey material. Okay,
Exactly.
simple as that. You know,
Right.
not a list of stuff, circumstances, stuff you need to gear your mind towards whenever you're in relationships and dating and doing all that good stuff.
Right.
Okay.
And I know I have wifey material because, I mean, I don't even keep up with time anymore. I can care less. I don't know how long we've been together. I know exactly how long we've been together, but I don't, you know what I'm saying? I know the year
Right.
and the month and all that, but for as the time frame and all that, man, I don't know.
Yeah. Because I mean,
because it's wifey material. I'm not trying to.
yeah.
After you get so long in the game, like, whatever. How long y'all been together? For a long time.
For forever.
Forever. Forever. Yeah.
Now with that, I want you to stay right there. Okay. Because the last breakdown of wifey material, I want to just give some insight.
Well, before you give that last one, just do a quick recap. The first one was a solid woman.
Solid woman.
Okay.
Okay. The second one, pressure. Finding the balance of pressure. Okay. The third one, real love, authenticity. You know what I'm saying? If you know exactly the rawness of what you got, you are wifey material. Point blank, period. Can't nobody take that away from you. Now, this last one right here.
What's that last one?
And you talking about your wife. In your perspective, oTISwHo podcast, from your perspective.
Exactly.
What is one of the biggest differences between why your wife is your wife and not just another ex? Because we have a lot of exes. You know what I'm saying? But everybody don't get to the wife stage. You know. So for you, what is the biggest significance that made your wife your wife? What was the it factor that made your wife your wife?
Maybe my wife, or she's still my wife, or what
makes
made
her your wife. What like I'm like the moment that you decided, like, okay, this is it, and you know that this is it because she's doing this and she ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? The distinct difference between her, what she does, and what the others could not do.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't want to sound cliche-ish or whatever, and it's hard to really break it all the way down, but I basically knew that I didn't want to be out there anymore, and I knew that I honestly found the right one. She just, not that like you said, we all have a criteria.
Right.
We talked about that the last podcast.
Yeah.
That's a criteria. You know, she didn't meet everything, but she met the majority of it. And honestly, for real, I can tell she genuinely, like you said, first of all, I knew she was genuine. She wasn't perfect, but I knew she was genuine. And I knew that she loved me as much as I loved her. And I'm like, you know what? This is it. There's no reason for me to do, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so, of course, being realistic, all the I's were not dotted, all the T's were not crossed. Just in life situations, just being real about it. But we've overcome those situations because, like you say, marriage is hard. It is hard. Not to get off the subject, hopefully I answered the question, but that's kind of hard, man. But I'm just being honest, because like you said, I've been married once before. Shouldn't have, but it happened, and I learned from that.
Right.
And I knew the second time I did not want to be one of these guys that, this here is my third, fourth marriage. No, I wasn't going to do that. And that's another thing too, which really I knew she was the one, because I already made a vow and I was stern on this. I wasn't going to get married more than twice. That wasn't going to happen. It wasn't going to happen. It was not going to happen. You know, so I'm like this. Yeah, so I had to feel strong about it.
Right.
Before I made that move.
Did she know that?
That's a good question, man.
Oh, wait.
That's a good question. That's a good question. I can't speak for her. That's a good question.
We got to get.
That's a good, yeah.
We got.
You know what I'm saying? For sure. You know, but that's why I like this shows like this, because you have to be real, and it makes you reflect on what's going on in your very same true situation. In your own situation, it makes you sit back and reflect and ask these questions.
Yeah.
You know?
See, and you know what I like about your answer, and I didn't know what Otis was gonna say at all. And but the thing that
hopefully
stood
didn't get
out,
off the topic, but
no.
Hey, you know,
the thing that stood out about your answer was authenticity. You know what I'm saying? You said that she was genuine, and you knew that.
Exactly.
You knew what you had with her, good or bad. You knew
exactly, and I'm glad you got that out of that.
Yeah,
I'm glad you got that out of that.
Yeah,
you have to be willing to. I'm not trying to be funny. It's real. Now, by me talking this way, I'm pretty sure she did the same thing. We all do it. There's a list, pros and cons.
Yeah.
That shit is real.
Yeah.
You have to write that stuff down, and you have to know what you're getting into. Now, sometimes some wild stuff come up. You get a wild card, a situation come up. You have to roll with it. That's just life. Not to give you any specific situations, because that's impossible. I can name a million, but that's not even the point. The point is, you have to know. You have to know. Not saying that she falls under this qualification or this situation. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just about to name some different examples of what I'm talking about. You have to know if you have if your spouse is a hugger, likes to be emotional. You have to know that if you get upset, if he or she's going to give you what you expect in return, or are they just going to react the way they react? Right. And you're not used to it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be funny. If you know depression runs in your family, and you suffer from depression, but your spouse doesn't know how to deal with it. So instead of them understanding, and he or she is being compassionate about your plight, because to a normal person, there is no reason to be depressed. Right. If they not understanding that, then that's not going to work, because he or she is beating you down even more. Right. They don't understand. Right. When you walking out the door and you expecting he or she to keep you from going out the door, and they like gone. You see what I'm saying? You have to know what you're getting. Right. You have to know, because if you don't, then situations come up. And that's when you ask yourself, did you really, really know that person? Right. Was it authentic? Nah, because if you would have known that he or she is not that stable, he or she isn't capable of that. They love you, but you know they can't do that. So if you overcompensate in that area, you know you got to make up for that. Right. You have to. You have to. So next time he or she cuss you out, you know they don't mean it. Right. You should, because you know what he or she. You know who you married. Exactly. Yeah. You know. You see what I'm saying? Oh man. So examples, but you know what I'm talking about. So
yeah,
you have to know. You have to be authentic with yourself. That's why I say, in my opinion, the first 6 months to a year, that true self is not really coming out because you're trying your best to hide it. You know, that's not you. You're trying your best, keeping it real. We talking, we all grown. You still trying not to go to the restroom and do number 2 in front of your significant other for whatever reason. You don't want that. You know, listen, we all grown. Hopefully nobody under the age of 18 is watching this. But if you are, you know, you probably curse more than we do anyway. Everybody's shit and everybody's shit stink.
That's right.
Period.
That's right.
It's how you prepare for that room. It's what type of deodorizer or the setup or whatever you got prepared for that because you know what's going to happen. Or, man, listen, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm. Come on now, it's how you set it up.
I know the truth. Yeah, that's the truth. And you said a lot. Talking about going into people's history and stuff like that.
Yeah, like, man.
You got the and like I said, to me that's
I just scratched the surface.
Right.
You know, so
that's stuff that you gon' like. The earlier you get into it, the better off you'll be. Because I mean, it's certain things that's not even gonna come up to after you marry. Just to keep it 100%.
Yeah, true. Yeah, most definitely.
Some stuff ain't gonna come up to after you married. You know, right, but you still need to be at least scratching the surface to this stuff to where you both are comfortable with letting each other know what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
To me, that makes you authentic. You know, when you can bear yourself to a person and they can bear themselves to you, and you know you're not surprised by stuff. So when stuff do come up, it's like, okay, you know, I didn't know that was gonna come up, but I'm not surprised by it. You know, like I could tell because you already was telling me about the other stuff that was going on. So I figured out, okay, that come up like that. Okay. You know, and like I said, that's but you know, you really dove into that being authentic. I don't think people understand the level of authenticity you have to take it to. You know what I'm saying? You have to get to if you're gonna be with this person for forever, because this is what is implied when you say wifey or husband. You're implying forever. You know what I'm saying? You're implying that. So if you're not ready for that, you know, don't go into that level then. You know, if you're not ready for the forever stuff, then you probably should leave it alone. You know, and like I said, people gonna make mistakes, and that's fine. You know, but the difference that the main difference that you're talking about is just stuff that, you know, you digging deep into what a person wants, and you also made a decision that this is what it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? That, and to me, when you do that, you set yourself up to succeed. You set yourself up to make sure, okay, since I know this gonna be my final marriage right here, I got to make sure I'm on my A game, keeping it a $150 with it. So I go, you know, this is it right here.
Right.
You know, and you put more effort into it once you've made that decision. Like, okay, this one, all right, learn from the last one. Another key thing, learned.
You have
from
to.
The last
you have to learn from. It's never. Listen, I know we're running out of time. We already like in half an hour in.
Yeah.
We're gonna cut this real soon. But like I say, you have to learn from. I've learned from my last marriage, and I've learned from my past relationships. I really have. We all been burned before. We all been hurt.
Oh yeah.
You know, I've done some hurting. Not on purpose, but it happens.
Yeah, it happens.
So with that being said, listen, marriage is hard. It's hard. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. It's not rosy, but it has a lot of rewarding moments. A lot, if you put the work into it. And a lot of it is mainly, which is easier said than done, is emotional.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of it is listening and reacting.
Yep.
Listening and reacting. And sometimes, and you know what I'm talking about, not reacting.
Oh, that's the one the one I gotta work on every day.
Not reacting. But that's growth.
Yeah.
For real. Seriously. All just aside, that's growth. That's growth. A lot of times I talk to myself. A lot of times, you know, I have to calm down. That's growth. Maturing from that younger, you know, most definitely, you know. And sometimes it's not a gender thing to me. It's not, because I remember sometimes it was the other way around, and it flips every now and then. I mean, well, not every now and then, but it flips. But sometimes one or the other is going to be at a higher situation mentally or just growth wise, and the person isn't there yet. But they coming.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
you have to wait for them.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, and it goes the other way. I'm not just saying it was on my end, or it goes the other way.
Yeah, everybody got their moments.
Exactly.
Yeah, everybody got their moments.
They have their moments. You know what I'm saying? Some more than others in the situation, but you have to be real about it.
Yeah.
And know the situation. And for real, this, not to be touchy, but it's the truth. It's someone that's always smarter than the other person in the relationship.
Yeah.
Mentally, psychologically, and all that.
Yeah.
And each other person, they know it.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes, and we're going to end on this because it's dangerous, sometimes with that person who is not the more, for lack of a better term, because I get myself in trouble, not the more knowledgeable or conscious as the other spouse is, they tend to take things the wrong way, and they take it more internally because they feel like they are already not up to that quote unquote level already. So they feel self-conscious. That's what they feel self-conscious. They shouldn't, but they do.
That's
But they do.
I get that.
You see what I'm saying?
I get
they
that,
shouldn't, but they do. So you could tell at certain times in a situation where it's a conversation, you could tell that person may shut down because they feel subconsciously or psychologically that I'm not finna go up there anyway because they don't understand, or I don't understand, and I know he or she don't think I get it, so I'm not going to even go up there. So you got to try to pull that person up to say, hey, I understand, let's work this out.
Right.
Instead of cutting them off, try to finish it for them or whatever, or the other person to say, I know you don't want to hear this because I don't get in. I know you do, and I just can't really explain myself to you. You know what I'm saying?
That's a balancing act.
Yes,
definitely.
Yes, but you have to know, and it just comes with growth and time. If you want it.
If you want it. Yeah. See, that's
you always be a runner.
Oh.
Because that's a whole other story too. You can run, but anyway,
Man, you just
I know.
You just said a lot.
I know.
Okay, you just said a lot.
Brother Love. Hey, man. I know. Wifey material.
Wifey material.
It's more than a title.
Now,
you hear me?
When you hear it, when you listen. Well, look. When you listen to all that, understand that he's breaking down just how perfect is not, but still how to work through it.
Yes.
That's exactly what that is.
But it's beautiful.
Beautiful.
It is so beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Don't get it twisted.
It's a beautiful thing. I wouldn't trade it for nothing.
Yeah. Okay. Most definitely.
Wouldn't trade it for nothing.
Most definitely.
So, yeah, because I thank you for, breaking that down.
Yeah.
Okay, you seasoned. Like I say,
man.
You're not gonna hear a bunch of married advice from me. I'm still processing.
I got you. Most definitely.
Still being processed in my life.
You got the relationship prior to getting married.
Oh yeah, all that.
I got you.
All that. I'm good.
I got the after.
After the
doing, and and we're gonna figure this out together. Everything I'm telling you is straight raw.
Oh yeah.
Straight up. Been there, done that, still trying to figure it out. Woo, yes,
Listen to the people who done been through it.
Yeah.
Not your friends who still going through it. They ain't even processing it right. Listen to the people who've gotten through it. They can tell you something real.
Got you.
Okay, that's what I do. Forget that.
Hey, people. With that being said, another great topic, Wifey material. If you want to catch up with the past episodes, they're listed on YouTube. Most definitely. oTISwHo podcast on YouTube. The information is right there above me. You see it. If you have any questions or if you have any show ideas, oTISwHo, the number 1 at gmail.com. Subscribe. Hit the subscribe button so you can know what's going on with the next upcoming podcast. Hit the bell icon. Please subscribe and leave
subscribe
and leave your comments. I guess I'll see you in another week or two, huh?
Oh yeah,
I'm pretty sure you're gonna have another topic, another great topic we can talk about. Listen, I like this stuff. We don't be knowing what we talk about until we show up.
Yeah,
and we get the little titles and the little graphics together. But I don't know until like a half an hour before we show up, and then we just go. And because like I say, if you have the experience, you have the experience.
Yeah, you ain't got to prep for that.
Right, most definitely. Yeah. Hey, again, I am your boy oTISwHo of the oTISwHo podcast. This is Brother Love. Brother Love. Hey, y'all.
One more, man.
Hey, until next time.
oTISwHo. Music.